Long before humans appeared, long before mammoths or ice ages, the Earth belonged to giants. During the age of dinosaurs, entire ecosystems were dominated by creatures so enormous that even today scientists struggle to imagine how such animals could exist. Among all of these prehistoric titans, one stands above the rest, a creature so vast that it represents the very limits of life on land. Its name is Argentinosaurus, widely considered the largest dinosaur ever to walk the Earth. To understand this animal, you must travel back roughly 95 million years to the Late Cretaceous period. At that time, the world looked very different from today. Continents were still drifting apart, sea levels were higher, and warm climates stretched across much of the planet. In the southern hemisphere, the land that would eventually become Argentina was covered in vast floodplains, forests, and winding river systems. This environment was perfect for supporting gigantic herbivores. Tall conifer trees, ferns, and early flowering plants filled the landscape. With abundant vegetation and warm temperatures year-round, the region could sustain animals of unimaginable size. And in this prehistoric wilderness, Argentinosaurus ruled the land, not as a predator, but as a colossal plant eater whose sheer size made it one of the most extraordinary animals in Earth's history. The discovery of Argentinosaurus began in the early 1990s, when fossil hunters exploring Patagonia uncovered enormous bones buried in ancient rock layers. At first, the fossils seemed almost impossible to comprehend. The vertebrae, the bones of the spine, were gigantic, some over 1.5 meters tall. Even experienced paleontologists were stunned by their scale. As scientists began studying the fossils, they realized these bones belonged to a type of dinosaur known as a titanosaur. Titanosaurs were part of the larger sauropod family, the long-necked dinosaurs famous for their immense size, pillar-like legs, and sweeping tails. But Argentinosaurus appeared to be one of the largest titanosaurs ever discovered. Reconstructing an animal from fossils is like solving a puzzle with most of the pieces missing. Paleontologists must compare bones with those of related dinosaurs, analyze proportions, and use modern biology to estimate size and weight. Even with limited remains, the estimates for Argentinosaurus are staggering. Scientists believe this dinosaur may have reached 30 to 35 meters in length, roughly the length of a blue whale. Its weight may have ranged between 60 and 100 tons, making it one of the heaviest land animals ever to exist. To put that into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to the combined weight of more than a dozen large elephants. Its body was built like a living bridge of bone and muscle. 4 enormous legs supported the massive torso, each limb thick and column-like, designed to carry unimaginable weight. Its tail stretched out behind it like a counterbalance, helping stabilize the animal as it moved. But perhaps the most striking feature was its neck, a massive, elongated structure that allowed the dinosaur to reach high vegetation without moving its entire body. With such a long neck, Argentinosaurus could feed across a wide area simply by sweeping its head from side to side. This adaptation allowed it to consume enormous amounts of plant material each day. In fact, scientists estimate that an animal this large may have needed hundreds of kilograms of vegetation daily to sustain its body. Despite its immense size, Argentinosaurus likely lived a relatively peaceful life compared with many other dinosaurs. As a herbivore, its primary activity would have been feeding, slowly moving through forests and plains in search of plants. Herd behavior is also possible. Many paleontologists believe titanosaurs may have traveled in groups, which would provide protection for younger individuals. Young Argentinosaurus would have been dramatically smaller than adults. Like most dinosaurs, they likely hatched from eggs only a fraction of their final size, but they grew quickly. Over decades, these animals would transform from small hatchlings into living mountains of flesh and bone. One of the most fascinating questions scientists ask is how animals like Argentinosaurus could grow so large in the first place. Part of the answer lies in their biology. Sauropod dinosaurs had extremely efficient respiratory systems, similar to those of modern birds. This system used air sacs that allowed oxygen to flow continuously through the lungs, providing a steady supply of oxygen to the body. Such efficiency may have helped sustain their enormous size. Many of their bones contained air-filled cavities, reducing weight without sacrificing strength. This lightweight structure made it possible for their bodies to reach incredible lengths without collapsing under their own mass. Their growth strategy also played a role. Dinosaurs appear to have grown much faster than most modern reptiles. By growing quickly, young individuals could reach large sizes relatively early in life, increasing their chances of survival. But even with these advantages, Argentinosaurus pushed the boundaries of what physics allows for a land animal. The stresses on its bones, muscles, and circulatory system must have been immense. Its heart would have needed to pump blood up a neck several meters long, delivering oxygen to a brain held high above the body. Moving such a massive creature was likely a slow and deliberate process. Scientists believe Argentinosaurus probably walked at modest speeds, perhaps only a few kilometers per hour. Yet even at that pace, the ground beneath its feet would have trembled with every step. Footprints left by giant sauropods reveal the scale of these animals in remarkable detail. Some fossil trackways show footprints nearly a meter wide, pressed deep into ancient mud. These tracks provide clues not only about their size, but also about their behavior, how they walked, how they moved in groups, and how they interacted with their environment. Argentinosaurus was not alone in the world of giant titanosaurs. During the Late Cretaceous, several related species evolved across seven continents. One such relative is Patagotitan maiorum, another enormous titanosaur discovered in Patagonia. Like Argentinosaurus, it represents a lineage of dinosaurs that evolved toward truly colossal proportions. These giants demonstrate that the age of dinosaurs was not only about predators and dramatic hunts. It was also about the evolution of extreme body sizes, animals that transformed the landscapes around them simply by existing. Imagine standing on a prehistoric plain as one of these giants approached. Trees would sway as its massive body passed. The ground would rumble beneath its steps. Its long neck would stretch above the vegetation like a moving tower, calmly feeding on leaves far above the reach of other animals. For millions of years, creatures like Argentinosaurus shaped the ecosystems of the Cretaceous world. Their grazing influenced plant communities. Their movement carved paths across floodplains and forests. Their sheer presence defined the landscape of an ancient Earth. Yet, like all dinosaurs that were not birds, Argentinosaurus eventually disappeared from the planet. Around 66 million years ago, a catastrophic event known as the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event brought the age of giant dinosaurs to an end. A massive asteroid impact, combined with environmental changes, triggered global extinctions that wiped out most dinosaur species. The world that followed was very different. The age of giants faded, and mammals gradually rose to prominence. No land animal since has approached the scale of the largest titanosaurs. Today, Argentinosaurus survives only as fossils buried within ancient rock. But those fossils tell a story of a world where evolution pushed life to its absolute limits. A world where creatures longer than buses and heavier than entire herds of elephants roamed freely across prehistoric landscapes. And among them, Argentinosaurus stands as one of the most extraordinary animals that has ever lived. The ultimate giant of the dinosaur age, and perhaps the closest our planet has ever come to creating a living mountain that could walk. So viewers, that's all for now. Let's see you in the next video. Consider liking the content and subscribing to our channel, because this encourages us to make more of such content.